Hello everybody, it's me, Hero and his head here, and I have returned once more to create a kingdom of bearded proportions in this, Kenshi, Rise of the Dwarves. So last time we saw them, we've just decimated the Dust King and his men, and we were headed back to the city, save for Georgio, who was going to squin to turn in the Dust King's body for that sweet, sweet bounty. Now, some of our boys are worse for wear, and the march back to the city is in fact an arduous one. But we eventually get back, and everyone resumes their daily activities. We drop some beds, and finally getting to attaching some turrets, really putting up our defenses here. Snap back to Georgio, who is arriving in Squin to drop off the Dust King's body. I collect my shekels, get it, and head over to the bar to hire some mercs. Oh, did I forget to mention that there is more Black Dragon headed towards my base, because that is in fact a thing. And unlike last time, I'm not going to shell out my entire bank account for merely surviving. Plus, I feel pretty ballsy at this point, because, I mean, we just took over the Dust King's entire compound and turned them into putty. Like, we can handle this shit. So, I hire like 2 groups of mercs in the bar that I was currently at and head back to the city. Now, here is when shit gets bananas. The Black Dragon are at the gate once again. They are quickly becoming a staple of this series due to them kicking my ass in literally every episode. But anyway, back to the important bits. We aren't going to be kicked around by them anymore. Oh, no. The ninja rush my gate and the archers start to fire upon them as they smash through my gatehouse. All of the dwarves head up into the keep until the king can arrive. And we're going to try and repeat the tactic from last time because it worked out and we don't fix what ain't broke here. The 2 dwarves on the crossbow stay behind to hold the line while the others escape. Their sacrifice will not be in vain, and it worked because the rest of the troops managed to escape past the second checkpoint into the keep and onto the top floor and have both gates sealed before the ninjas are able to catch up. The dwarves who stayed to hold the line continue to fight nearly the entire time, but eventually they themselves are overwhelmed. Georgio and the mercenaries are nearly at the base, but it's going to be another 2 minutes before the king can make it back. That is when the 4th faction arrives. The Dust Bandits are back, and they are pissed. A large squad of them now rushes the gate that had been previously broken by the ninjas. One more, and we have a full-on battle of the 5 armies going on here. Peter Jackson, please don't sue me. So, anyway, Georgio makes it back to the cities along with the 2 groups of Shek mercenaries, and I order all of the dwarves in the keep to mount a counter-assault on the ninjas. It was glorious. And just like that, we have it, my guys. We have once again held our own against all odds. Beautiful thing, everybody. Beautiful thing. So we heal up our men, and we free the ones who got thrown into cages during the battle by the ninjas. The bastards were trying to use my own prison against me. Absolute nonsense. We kill off some of the stragglers as they get back up, and we even manage to queue up some new research material. Eventually, I send Dendu off to the hub to sell off some of the loot that we took off the ninjas' bodies, and upon arrival, we make a pretty decent profit on the stuff. Next few days are pretty much a repeat of the usual things. We build, we kill, we heal, we repeat. There was one instance where a large group of bandits met us at the gate. The fight was a tough one, and we took some damage, but we survived. Nothing of serious note. We do finally start decorating some of the buildings. Naturally, the first thing I do is build a bar and give the dwarfs a place to kind of rest and relax, the good stuff. And we scoop up some bandits and make them into dwarves for our army. Good old conversion therapy. After that, we really just spend a few days building up the base, minor stuff, wall mounts, turrets, windmills, etc., stuff like that. Now, it was around this time that my boy, the hapless engineer, released his old Ironsides mod. He and I had been conversating up to that point regarding the mod's development and my intent to use it in my kingdom. Some of you may remember I previously hired a skeleton to act as a golem of sorts. Well, he died off screen. It's time we replace that boy with some real golems. Some real thick boys. So we send Georgio off to the hub. We recruit 2 dilapidated golems that we're going to train into absolute powerhouses. Name one of them Algo naturally because we always need an Algo, and as previously stated, the previous Algo died off screen. So now since they are dilapidated, their stats they're shit, and they get knocked out pretty fast. Also, I'm kind of a dipshit and forgot to buy robot repair kits, so one of them is currently bleeding out. And I have to send Georgio all the way to the hub in the hopes to get, supplies to save him. And luckily, we do manage to get back to him in time before, they die and bleed out. Anyway, next, I set up a small training house just to elevate some of the new recruits to, stats that aren't complete fodder. And I extend the gate even further down the walkway to increase our security. Now, I know that I'm going to have to get the golems some better armor if we want them to become successful killing machines, and that means that we have to go to the Black Desert City. I have to be careful, though, because I can't risk getting jumped on the way, as that is actually the farthest we've traveled from the city since it was founded. So I decided to send a single noble who has high athletics. Dendu will make the trek to the City of Skeletons. Now, the journey for him was a long one, and he even almost got squashed by a rogue Ironsides in the Deadlands. But he was able to persist and make it to the city where I recruited 2 more golems, and even managed to acquire some much stronger armor for our big chunguses. And we sprint back to the city to get set up. When we get there, we equip the golems with some proper attire, and now since I had imported since the last episode, I felt like taking these boys out for a spin, and who better to test our mettle on the Dust King again. I mean, we already wore his insides like a scarf before, so shit, we can do this. And we might even get that sweet 35k again. So we march off to end their miserable lives again. And surprise, surprise, it is in fact a total bloodbath. We massacre his entire force. When it came down to it, Algo ended up just shoulder checking him unconscious. And then we raided their base for loots, again. Slept in their beds, and went to head home, again. There was a large group of reinforcements outside, but, well, we dealt with them. The group heads home, and Georgio heads to Squin to turn in the bounty. And upon arrival back home, we are once again attacked by the Black Dragon Genin. I'm getting really sick of these little bastards. So the Black Dragon get turned into paste by our superior skill and our golems. And, we're not this band of little weak dwarves anymore. No, sir. No, we're a real kingdom, and we shall not be f***ed with anymore. And that, my friends, is how we're going to end it today. We, the dwarves, have finally become a force to be reckoned with, and honestly, it's all uphill from here, right? Right?